Today we are going to make some gluten-free shortbread. Might not be Christmas at the moment, but that doesn't matter. It's something you can enjoy all year round. So we have 250 grams of softened butter, 1/3 of a cup of castor sugar, which we're going to mix together with my trusty old mixer. So when you're making shortbread, don't cream your butter and sugar too much and make it too fluffy as you would for a cake. So it's best just to be creamed. We're going to add to that our dry ingredients. So very simple, only 4 ingredients. We have some rice flour and 2 1/4 cups of gluten-free plain flour. And we're just going to mix those through. So don't overmix your shortbread, otherwise they'll be tough. So just combining it, and we'll finish it off by hand. So it looks a nice consistency that we can make into a nice soft dough. I've used salted butter, so I haven't added a pinch of salt. Always when making shortbread you should use butter. It has that flavour that you will not get from cooking margarine. So we're going to tip our mixture out onto a lightly floured surface and knead that together. And I must admit, working with gluten-free flour is a little bit different than working with your normal flours. And this is where you can get your hands in. Just combine the rest of that together, pop it out. And we'll just combine this together. So once again, not too much kneading or mixing. We're going to make sure we keep enough flour so that we don't end up with a sticky dough. There are lots of ways that you can cook your dough. You can put it into a slice tin and then cut it up afterwards. You can roll it out and cut it into cookie shapes, but I'm just going to make a simple log, maybe a bit of a squarish log, and cut it into about 1 centimetre thick pieces. I'm simply going to cut this into some little squares, place them on a baking tray which I've lined with some baking paper, and I'm using a trusty old bone-handled kitchen knife. And because they're made with plain flour, they're not going to spread, so they can be reasonably close together. This is a recipe, of course, being a shortbread that will keep. They'll keep quite well in an airtight container, or you could freeze them if you wished. You could add some, once again, lemon rind, give them a little bit of a lemon flavour. So I'm just going to prick those with a fork, just so that they look a little bit like a shortbread. You could be fancy and do a fancy edge, but this is really all they need. So we'll pop them into the oven, and they'll take about 10 to 15 minutes, just until they're lightly golden, not overcooked. So we're going to pop these in our preheated oven, about 160 degrees Celsius, for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. We'll have a look at that and see how they're going. I think we'll have a check and see how they're looking. Oh, I think they're a perfect colour. There we go, we have our shortbreads. We'll let them cool down, and then you can enjoy them with a lovely tea or coffee. Here we go, my dear, we can enjoy some lovely freshly made shortbread with our cup of tea.
Thank you, my dear.
Yum. Very nice shortbread.